but now I'm live. Hopefully it doesn't close when I put you in my phone holder. All right. Let's see what we got here. Let's get my iPad set up so I can check chat. Turn down my volume. Let's get my iPad set up so I can check chat. Why am I hearing it twice? That's weird. Hold on. I gotta fix something. Turn down my volume. Let's get my iPad set up so I can check chat. Why am I hearing it twice? That's weird. Hold on. I gotta fix something. Turn down my volume. I'm not really sure how I'm watching it twice on the same device, but sure, why not? Hopefully it doesn't slow down my streaming. Can I minimize it? Yeah, like I tapped my own live to like see what was going on with it, and then now it's like I think it's streaming the live in the background. So, but it won't let me minimize out of my live without closing my live. So we'll see what happens. Gotta love technology. All right. So I have a doctor's appointment today. I have to leave at 2:30. So I should, in theory, have plenty of time to do these swatches and finish this set. And still, I don't know, have lunch or something. All right, let me pull my hair back. I really got to figure out something to do with my hair. It's like 25 inches of too much. I love the color, so I don't want to change that. But I got to figure out some kind of hairstyle that is super easy to do. Besides down, or the messy bun. I'm the queen of the messy bun. All right. Okay. I've got a paintbrush holding my hair up. So, I don't know if anybody saw, but CNDD is dropping the collection at 3 p.m. I think it was EST. So it should be live in like an hour. No, I'm sorry. These are about nails. Nobody needs to see my face. If you want to see my face, go to my Instagram. I post my face there sometimes. Not often, but it's the only place you're really going to see it. Unless I can manage to get like StreamYard or something to work. All right, so let's just peek at yesterday's swatches that we did. We did Barefoot and Sunkissed, Wild and Free, which is actually not Wild and Free. Oh, I swapped the lids somehow. No, I didn't. Where'd it go? Oh, it's in the other room. Duh. Okay. I forget what the name of this color is. It's the nude that I swatched yesterday. It's the color that we're using for this mani. Then we have Sunlit Sands. We have Wildflower Dreams, and this is available right now. I've got to print my labels still. Wild and Free, which is the base of All of You a Lot with some very cool flakies. All of You a Lot is a olive green shimmer that you can also chrome. Live, Laugh, Wander. Bonnie's considering making this without the glitter because it is something that could chrome. And so we thought that would be fun. And then we have Gypsy Soul, which is a gorgeous chromable brown, which I'm also trying to get her to turn into another color, into like a glitter-free. This one has glitter. So she might make these glitter optional. if you message her and you want to get like a solid and a glitter to like go together. So she's considering that. She's like, I didn't even know those could chrome. I'm like, oh, woman. Well, now you know they can chrome. Oh yeah, and this is, I grabbed the other one. This is, I think, Sunlit Canyons or Sunset Canyons. It was under consideration for yesterday's mani, but I went with the nude, which I wanted to chrome it, so I may end up popping back out to my living room and grabbing it. But this is the base that I've got set up for that set. Here's the Halloween colors. So she did an autumn collection, autumn Halloween with Nails in a Coffin. It was a set that came with decals, and now she's releasing the dips to the site. And then we've got our small mini Halloween collection here. Okay. Hi, Kirsten. How are you? Congratulations on getting your house clean. Super, super impressed. Oh, it's updating my YouTube. That's why I can't see the chat on my iPad. Cool. So I'm kind of trying to peek around my holder. All right, so here's my current goings-ons. I need to get photos of these, but the live I did with Color My World was this set, and it's on my channel. So if you want to see how I did this, go ahead and check out that live. I guess introductions are due. I am BdazzldNails, here, there, and everywhere. You can follow me on Pinterest, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Oh, and yeah, Facebook. I have a Facebook page. So most of the time, though, I go live on my personal page because some groups don't allow pages in. So. Ouch. I need to go get my new nail Facebook, I think, logged into all my official groups. And then just remember to log in. I'm terrible at it. All right, now I'm putting my gloves on because I am having sensitivities to something. Just don't know what. Okay. So I love the fact that she shrink wraps these. I actually stopped ordering from one company, even though I love her dips, because her dips leak every time. And I was tired of opening my packages to just like acrylic everywhere. I don't know either. I mean, it helps that like, I mean, so I have chronic illnesses. And so to like cover up for the chronic illnesses, we already get like housekeeping every other week. It was like one of the like expenses that we sort of built in, because while I can live stream if I'm in a ton of pain, I can't really clean my house. So, ugh. And I've done what I can today. I made a bunch of phone calls for K-pop. Still trying to fight and track down that physical therapy referral for him. Facey can see it. The doctor can anyways. The referral department was like, no, we don't see anything. I'm like, the heck? And then Children's Hospital is like, oh, we need a bunch of documentation. I'm like, dude, my kid has a lifelong condition. He just, he just needs to see physical therapy. It's just a thing. It's just the way his life is. But whatever, it's fine. Yes, so we are here to swatch these collections from Daisy Dips. We got through the boho collection yesterday. Now we're going to do the Halloween. And I'm really glad I was able to do the boho because something came up and they weren't able to do the live on Facebook last night. The sales still happened, but they weren't able to do the live. All right. So the Nails in a Coffin collection included Omen, Mr. Hyde, and Dark Magic. Then we have the Halloween collection, which is Monster Mash, Candy Corn, Corn Maze, and Dr. Jekyll. So you have to buy both. You have to buy both sets to get Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Okay, so we'll start with the official Daisy collection. And then I know she is releasing the Nails in a Coffin collection to the site. I just don't have a date per se, but it is coming. It may be there now. I forgot to check before I logged in. All right, so let's count out our swatch sticks. 2, 4. Perfect. Grab just the right amount. Yay! And then I got to use my app and make a bunch of labels tonight. Okay. Let's start with Candy Corn and Corn Maze. Candy Corn is a fun glitter. And then I'm gonna go big, and we're actually gonna like use my Flexi Dip cups, do actual swatching. At least with the glitters. At least with the glitters, I want to see them and get a nice little, ooh. So the glitters are like a satin shiny, or yeah, like maybe less satin, more just shiny, like but not like reflective or glittery. They're just like a high color glitter. Hi Bree, how are you? Welcome, welcome. So again, this is Candy Corn. I think that's probably pretty obvious from how it looks. And we're gonna use our, let me see. Yeah, this dip base was annoying me yesterday. I'm loath to let go of any of my bases, even when they get super gunky for swatching. But then I get annoyed with using them, so can't win. Can't win. Okay, use my bottle holder, which is also from Liquid Layers, and I love it. Okay, so I am a lazy swatcher. I like to put base on both sides of my swatch stick. And then come in here, and I'll just kind of get in there to get the bottom. And then I will stir it up. Just give it a shake. Kind of distribute those bigger glitters where I want them. And then I will flat lay. And that gets me to basically full coverage. Close enough. Then we gotta love static electricity. There. All right. This would be really cute as like a candy corn frame, I think, too. I've been seeing a lot of the framing art going on, and I love it. I did it on a set a few months ago. And like everybody kind of commented on it, but nobody started doing it. So I like seeing that people are actually doing a lot of the frames. I think they're really pretty. Oh, I want orange. So yeah, I wouldn't normally do this with a swatch, but since I am showing off this dip, this is what I would do. I would just grab a couple more pieces in the colors I wanted and then add them to my nail. That is Candy Corn. Reason I love these boats, they are so easy to put everything back. Laura, did you get a chance to check out the website and see if the mats were included in the sale last night? I forgot to check. And we are perfectly clean. All I did was give it a nice little tap tap. Now we're going to check out Corn Maze. Let's see. Corn Maze seems to be a pretty cream yellow with some silver high reflect in it. Right, Kirsten? It's the only, it just makes sense. It just makes sense. Okay. So this is corn maze. Congratulations, Laura. I'm trying to be good too. It's not working. It's hard because Christmas and Halloween are my two favorite holidays. And so when I see all the dips coming out, I'm like, oh, gimme, gimme, gimme some of that. Noticing my glasses keep sliding down my nose, making me sound nasally. And then when I finish my lives, I have a red nose. Like, probably not ideal. Okay. Boop. All right, there we have corn maze. It's actually really pretty. Like, I'm not a yellow person, but if I have to wear a yellow, this works. It's super cute. It feels like a very sophisticated yellow, like a buttery fall warm yellow. Corn maze. I think that would go really great with some sunflower stickers, or even, what are the butterfly stickers I have would go with it. I was considering the butterfly stickers with the canyon sunset, but I have these stickers, and then I have these stickers that I had pulled out for the two collections. They're very pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay. Dust. All right. Now we have, put these here. Candy corn. Corn maze. I don't know if you guys can see that. Probably not. It's hard to get you guys enough of my desk at this angle. I'm working with it though. This is what YouTube seems to want us to do. TikTok wants longer lives. YouTube wants vertical lives. I'm like, make up your mind, people. I really liked it when it was two different platforms and you kind of knew what you were looking for when you went to each platform. Now they're all just trying to steal each other's additional users. So this is Dr. Jekyll. So this is how I would normally swatch. I just go into the container. And I scoop up a little bit. And I do a little tap tap. Ta-da! The laziest swatch ever. But it works. Gives me the time and energy to actually print out the labels and label my swatches. When that was not a thing. I'd always forget to label them, or I would do the Sharpie label, which rubs off if you don't file the actual stem of the swatch stick. Ugh. Effort. Such an Aries. All right. And Monster Mash. Ooh, this is fun. Monster Mash is a glitter purple base with colorful circles. There we go. That was short one light. So we'll go ahead and pour that out here. Matches my boat. You can see the Halloween colored glitters in there. So I'm actually going to do this the way I would do my set, which is going to be pour over and then flat lay. That's just how I like to do my chunky glitters. So I will usually do the cup of the swatch as my pour over, and then I'll do the top of my swatch as my flat lay. And I'll just try not to capture too many of the chunky glitters because I don't want them in that layer. I want them on top. And give it a shake, shake. I want some of that green. Okay. See what we picked up. my origin story. So I have always been into nail stuff. Like, I started out back when people weren't really on YouTube doing nails. They had blogs, and it was all indie polishes and like small batch orders and stuff. So that's where I originally started, was with indie polish. And then I've always had really brittle nails, and so my next step was to find a way that I could keep my pretty polish on my nails. And that took me down the road to gel, and I learned I could do builder gel and the Après Gel X. I used to also do Enail Couture. I use some of his stuff still. So then I could do the Gel X prep and add my nail polish on top. And then I would top it with my Sèche Vite, which was like the be-all end-all of top coats, and call it good, because that would basically give me like a mani that was like set like rock. But then I saw all these ads like on Chiara Sky and Macart, not Macart. I was with Macart when they released their dips. And I was like, what is that? Like, it wasn't even happening at my salon, because I would still go to my salon for pedicures. And if I wanted to get stamping done, I'd make an appointment with the girl who was really good at stamping. And then I was like, okay, cool. Like, this is something I want to look into. It seems really easy. I had tried acrylic at home, but my husband hated the scent of the monomer and was like, no. Like, already gel is kind of stinky, and he didn't love all the nail polish everywhere. But he was like, no, I'm gonna, He says, the monomer is giving me a migraine, and you're not allowed to do that. And I was like, okay, never mind then. So then dip was coming up, and I guess it had been around like longer than that, but it hadn't made it to my salons yet, right? So there was already like Chiara Sky and Revel, Model Ones, Lavender, Violet, all those different companies. So I was like, yes, thank you. And my first, I told this story the other day, that my first dip mani, I went crazy. I'd been watching all these videos from like Marla Chris, Carol Annette, and I was like, I can do a marble. Good Lord, woman. I always tried to start running. I'd never start walking. So I did my best attempt at a marble, and it wasn't bad. It was just chunky, because I did the marble on top of the builder gel extension, and I didn't think about doing like overfiling to make up for that. So it was a chunky chiclet of a mani for sure. And it was my first time working with a white dip, and it was not a good white dip. And we'll just put it that way. Early dips were not my favorite. This is Monster Mash. Hopefully you guys saw me doing the glitter placement. Hi, Britt. Hi, Patty. And from then on, I started finding these little businesses, and I connected with Blackbird Dips, became a BA for her. I found Luxie. I was still doing like the gel and stuff, so I had started working with companies like Macart off and on, and Born Pretty. And then I hooked up with Double Dip because they found one of my manis and they messaged me, and then I became a brand ambassador for Double Dip. And I started doing their lives and working with them and getting commission and stuff. And it was a lot of fun. Like, I loved nails. I loved being able to talk to people about nail things. It's still my favorite thing to do. And now I work off and on with different companies like Nail Boo and Born Pretty and Model One and Azure Beauty. Madam Glam I'm working with full time. Yeah, Melody Susie off and on. Some of the companies want a little much, and then when I tell them, well, I'm sorry, I may have to charge you for that, they're like, no, we're good. But when they're asking for like 5 videos for like free product, that's a lot, especially with my life right now. So I'm just like, I'm good. I'm getting, you know, my ambassador packages from the small businesses. I'm happy to work with the small businesses. And while commission is nice, I don't have to make commission. And I rarely make commission off of those other brands anyways, because their prices are always higher on the website than on Amazon. And I would rather send my followers to Amazon, even though I only get like 1 or 2% commission from Amazon. And that's only if somebody checks out like literally after using my link. I would rather send everybody there where the product's affordable and they have good return policies, even if I'm not going to make the money from them. And a lot of companies don't love that. I'm like, well, I'm sorry. I'm here for them. I'm not necessarily, I mean, I'm here for you, but I'm not necessarily like here for you. So can you send me a link for that? Because right now I'm using the LTK and using affiliate links for that for Etsy, but I don't always remember. And it's not like I have a code or anything, but I do get a link. I just forget to do it. Ugh. It's like step by step. I don't know. Anyways, it's a lot of effort. But yeah, send me a link and I can check it out. Because I wanted to see, I saw something you had posted and I was like, oh, what program is that? But otherwise, I'm also on LTK. On LTK, I get up to 7% on Etsy. Yeah, and I think it also depends on like what the store has set to, but I think it's up to 7%. So if you ever want to look at my links on Like to Know It, I also do fashion and makeup and skincare stuff over there. So, oh, 10%'s nice. Okay, yes, please send me that. Send me that, woman. I need to make at least a little money. I just want to make enough money to buy product. That's it. I just want to break even. Is that too much to ask? I just want to break even. All right, so that was Dr. Jekyll, Monster Mash, Candy Corn, and Corn Maze. Then we have our next set, which is the original Nails in a Coffin trio, Dark Magic, Mr. Hyde, and Omen. Omen is a fun glitter. I saw Kim's post and I was like, I need that glitter. So we'll save her for last and we'll do Mr. Hyde and Dark Magic. Dark Magic is a thermal and I always love a thermal. Dang, 40 bucks though? That's good. That's good. That's better than I get on Amazon. So yeah, hook me up. Hook me up. All right, let's do Dark Magic. We're trying. We're trying, Kirsten. We all love the community and what we do, and it would just be nice to make enough money. Just enough money to pay for my product. Okay, so this is Dark Magic. This is the thermal. Currently using my Crival liquids. I love them for swatching because they are a thicker liquid, which means a nice easy swatch. Thank you, babe. Appreciate you. So I saw you're going live on Friday. I'm going live on Friday too, but I'm going to set my live for like 6 o'clock like I did last time. So just a FYI for anybody who's in this live, I will be live later this week. And we'll be doing a full set and Lift Your Spirit dips from 0 to full complete Manny. So we will activate this and send her through the top coat process because she's a thermal. Good job, Kirsten. Yeah, I mean, that's really it, right? You find the brands you really love and then you start working with them. let that evaporate, and we'll top coat it. We might as well activate as we go. This is my daisy activator. My daisy base dried out. I think I get just enough light in my nail room. It causes problems. Yep, Kirsten, I feel you. Right now, especially with the economic stuff going on, I am like on a serious back off buy. I would like to be no buy, but... Oh! Corn Maze is a cold thermal, I think, because it just changed colors. I didn't even activate the bottom yet, so it must be a cold thermal. Interesting. It's not labeled a thermal. Maybe I found another secret. Me too, Britt. Me too. It's part of my ADD. Gotta get it under control. So yeah, that might be a cold thermal, I'm guessing. So do with that what you will. Cold thermals are generally very hard to get to change color. They have to be pretty cold. I don't love to buy cold thermals, but she doesn't advertise it as a thermal. So if you just want the yellow, I highly recommend. Okay, we're gonna do Mr. Hyde. Mr. Hyde is a nice grungy green. I think that was a thermal. No, Dark Magic's a thermal. Yeah. I don't think Mr. Hyde is a thermal. No, I got purple glitter on it from my finger. Dope. Glitter is everywhere. Yes. They work great in certain states. I do not get cold enough for any of the cold thermals to work unless I shove my fingers into my air conditioning. Which is fine, because my air conditioning is running in my car like 85% of the year. It's only at nighttime in the winter do I generally need to turn on my heater. I miss seasons, guys. I miss seasons. I grew up at least in the mountains of California, and that was nice because I got at least glimpses of all the seasons. Like, it was still a really, really hot, gross summer, but we did get winter and snow and rain and color changes. So I miss it. But I don't miss living somewhere where, you know, like the nearest hospital was like 45 minutes away. Especially with Kieran, I could never do that. So fun story, and probably an early indication of my hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos, because that comes with mast cell stuff. My high school, you know, we would do sports, and we would have to go out on the field. I wasn't really a sports girly. I had asthma and aches and pains that I didn't have explanations for. But I was like, okay, fine. If I don't dress out and participate, I'm going to fail physical therapy, or, you know, PT, or PE. So I did. We were out playing softball, and I was out in the field, and I had dropped something, so I, like, kneeled down to get it, and I ended up, like, standing up, and I had, like, red marks, like, all over my legs from the grass, and I was like, oh, maybe I have a grass allergy. Didn't really think anything about it. We went, and it was my team's turn, so I was sitting on the bench waiting to bat, and I started wheezing, and I was like, whoa, what's happening? And I got higher pitched and higher pitched and higher pitched until my PE teacher was like, WTF is wrong with you? I was like, couldn't talk, so my friend was like, let's take her to the front office. Went to the front office. I'm like not able to talk. I'm like high-pitched wheezing, like, and they're like, oh, your throat is closing. Do you have any allergies? I'm like, no, I don't. I do not have allergies. So here's Dark Magic. It's like a muddy purple to like a dark smoky kind of blacky brown. It's really pretty. I've seen a lot of the girls do manis with it. It's really pretty with Omen. It like fits. Oh yeah, so there it is. Warmed back up. back to yellow. And so they got, like, half of our teachers were like EMT trained. I don't know if that's like a rule or something, or if it was just because we were out in the boondocks and they're like, yeah, we don't want any of our kids like straight up dying, so we'll have a bunch of our teachers EMT trained. So the girls volleyball coach came into the office with the O2 and they put me on oxygen. They called 911. They called my mom. And my mom literally left work, got to me before the ambulance ever made it. My fingers were turning white and blue, like my nails were blue. I was very cyanotic, like not getting enough O2, even on O2. And the freaking ambulance hadn't made it. So my mom took me to the hospital. They gave me a steroid injection. Never figured out what caused it, what triggered it. All we can think is that maybe they had sprayed the grass with something that I reacted to. And that had probably been what was triggering my asthma and stuff all the whole time. They still failed me for PE. Because I never went to get a medical note to like not do PE. I was just like, I'm not doing PE. Like, I almost died. You guys saw that. But no, my teacher was like, nope, don't care. And we didn't have money to like go to the doctors, so. It's also why I almost died from strep throat in my senior year. I grew up very poor. Like, we were never at risk of losing our house because we were renters. But to pay for the house, we didn't necessarily have enough money for like medical and stuff. So that was fun. But yeah, I think my strep ended up turning into like rheumatic or scarlet fever or something. They're like, don't ever catch strep again because you could die. I'm like, oh, that's cool. So anytime one of my kids has gotten strep, I have been like, your uncle or your dad's gonna take care of you. I can't catch it. And I've never had strep again. So there you go. Being careful works. Where is my little duster? I have my little brush. It's over here. There she is. Okay. That's our Mr. Hyde. There's our Dark Magic. Here's our Omen. Let's get these activated. And while they're evapping, we will top coat the rest of the colors. I have one biological child, Kieran. I've had 6 miscarriages, and I raised my niece from 13 to 19. So she's my other kid. I've always looked at her as my daughter. She was basically like my first kid. My sister was very young when she had her, and was very immature, and unfortunately is an addict. And so she lost my niece, custody of my niece when she was young. She went to my mom. My mom died when she was 4. My niece went back to her mom. It didn't work out again. So then she went to my stepdad and his new wife because they'd already stepped in and were taking care of her because my sister lived on their property up in the mountains. And 4 years later, they died. Drunk drivers. Don't drink and drive. And so at 8, I was supposed to get her, but my stepdad and his wife had formally adopted her. And unfortunately, I wasn't married or anything at the time that they had done their first will. So she went to my not stepsister, which was the new wife's daughter. So technically Cheyenne's mom, or sister, adopted sister. So adopted mom's daughter, adopted sister. And then she was abused, which we did not know was happening. We knew she was being isolated by the woman. We didn't know she was literally being abused. It went from emotional to physical her 8th grade year. And she called the cops on her a few times, and the woman decided, you know, maybe having the cops called isn't a great thing. And she called me. Like, I'd already talked to my niece, because when I found out she was being abused, I said, you need to go to a mandatory reporter. Mandatory reporters are teachers and counselors. So she did. And then it did get reported. That's how the cops got involved. But the freaking social worker was like, oh, this just feels like a normal family dispute. So if you guys go to family counseling, I think that'll be fine. And they closed it. They closed the case. The only person that went to counseling was my niece. The woman was an alcoholic and way messed up over her mom's death. And apparently super jealous of my niece, because my niece got to travel and like go to Germany and Europe and Egypt with her adopted parents. And the woman was older and already had her own family, so she didn't get to go on these expensive trips. And she held it against my niece. And apparently her husband was a heroin addict, unbeknownst to everybody. My niece got to see him stab their dog. I was like, holy moly. Here's Mr. Hyde. So yeah. After the second call to the cops and my niece running away and involving their neighbors, the woman called me and she's like, you need to take your niece. I'm like, okay. Because I'd been planning. Like, I'd been waiting. Like, I had been the only person in our family that this woman didn't isolate my niece from, because I would also spoil her kids. So anytime she came to visit me, I would send her home with gifts for the woman's kids. And I never questioned anything. I just mind my P's and Q's, and I knew I would have an opportunity, and I needed to make sure I was still involved enough that I would be an option. And the summer of her 8th grade year to her freshman year, she moved in with me. Unfortunately, she had been through so much trauma and had now rebelled so much that she's still recovering from it. And then having the panini and all the other things really set her back. Like, she was already emotionally stunted. She had PTSD. She had a lot of trauma. She had a lot of problems. And that's the reason I am such an advocate for endgaming your self-prevention and for mental health, because I almost lost her sophomore year when she was being bullied, and her boyfriend had released spicy photos of her to the other kids. And yeah. She is probably for somebody who unfortunately refused to take part in therapy after she was out of the hospital for being 5150'd, she's doing as good as she can, because now, unfortunately, you know, she's an adult, and getting an adult mental health care is so hard, especially if you can't afford to pay out of pocket. So she's trying. She's working hard. We did get her to graduate high school, so at least she got her high school diploma. She only moved out of our house because she dropped out of college. She was only taking like 1 or 2 courses, and that's all we said. You just take 1 or 2 courses, stay here, live rent-free. We'll take care of you. No big deal. And unfortunately, she decided she was done with school, and she didn't tell us. And I found out. Okay, so I think Mr. Hyde is a thermal too. It turned green, which is fine, but it's not marked to thermal. I'm confused. So maybe they're all some kind of thermal. We've got Dark Magic, Mr. Hyde, Cord Maze, which is back to being like a yellow, but when it's cold is orange. So these are the 2 undercover thermals, and then this is the known thermal, Dark Magic. Like, I don't get it. I gotta let Bonnie know though. Because they're not marked as thermals, which is fine, but it would be a little unexpected when you thought you were putting on like a brown, like a more brown kind of dark green, and then you come up with a bright green. Right, exactly. So that would make sense to me. Yep, so this is the set that was with the Nails in a Coffin decals. There may be some still on her website, but it's also on the Daisy. Let's top coat our final 2 Halloween colors. And then we'll look at them all together. Get rid of that glitter. There's just certain glitters, man, that they like to make trouble. Okay. Make sure I activated. I love Daisy's bottles, though. They're so cute. Got a little daisy on the cap. And generally on glitters, if I don't clear cap them, I just like to dot my activator so I don't contaminate my brush too much. Let that evap. So yeah, I went from being a special needs boy mom to a teenage girl mom in a day. I'll just say life was very interesting for a long time. This Friday should be Together We Manny, right, Patty? First Friday of the month is Together We Manny. And I think it's Ghoul Squad or Mean Ghouls. So I think they're encouraging, like, on Wednesdays we wear pink, Mean Girls kind of vibe. But double check the Together We Manny Facebook group. But I think that's it. Mean Ghouls. Thank you, Laura. Somebody knew. I'm trying to keep that folder up to date that we have in our chat. I really think since that Instagram account shut down that we need to make a collab group where we're just trying, like a Facebook group where we keep track of collabs. Because I have one for 10/10. It is World Mental Health Day, and I've started a chat because I think it's very important to end the stigma of mental health and really highlight that mental health is health. It's something that should be supported like health. It's something that every, doctor should be concerned with. And I think we have a horrible, horrible support for mental health in the States. Now, it's better than some states, but I know Allie has on Wednesdays, One Color Wednesday group. Does she have just a collab group now? If she does, I haven't seen it. If she does, I need to join that because then we can start sharing our sturf there. Our sturf. All right, let's see. Like kerfuffled. Kerfuffled. Anyways. So these are Monster Mash and Dr. Jekyll. Definitely a cruddy swatch. I need to buff that and top coat it. It bumped one of the other swatches. So we'll just give her a little buff and then re-top coat her. Whee! I would like to say I am officially down 60 pounds. I'm so proud of myself. It has been nice and slow, which means even when I was off of my Wegovy for 2 months, I only gained back like 2 pounds. Yes, 10/25 is the Halloween or spooky collab for Tara, aka Moon Inked. her birthday, and then Dip Goddesses is doing a 1031 collab, and I think our theme is supposed to be horror, but we need to like solidify that in our chat. The only thing I would recommend starting it is that you start it at the lowest dose, and that might put you in a waiting line for it. But so I'd been off of it for 2 months. They put me at the, oh, cool. Thanks, Laura. Can you send me the link in our Dip Goddesses chat? It's perfect. Yeah, so I was at the highest, which is 2.4, when my prior authorization expired. And so they put me back on 1.75, and I was sick for 17 hours. I had eaten like maybe 2 servings of some barbecue chips. I had Wiener Schnitzel for lunch, just a hot dog, a turkey dog, and then I took my shot. Within an hour, I had a migraine and I was sick. And yeah, I was sick for 17 hours. Like the sickest I've ever been, almost considered calling 911 because I could not keep anything down. Not even the anti-nausea medication, which you can also get prescribed with the Wegovy or the Ozempic. Because the way it works is it works as an inhibitor for the GHLP or something. And that causes a condition called gastroparesis, which is a delayed emptying of your stomach, which makes you feel full longer. But if it's too delayed, your stomach does not like that, and you will get very sick. Like that's actually how my son ended up with a G-tube, is he has, because of his condition, he has gastroparesis. And I think it was triggered by them increasing his calorie intake via formula. And so we were having to do like double doses of the formula powder. And I think something about that, like maybe it was the increased fat intake, I don't know. It froze his stomach. And so we were in the hospital 1 year for 10 days. And it was over Thanksgiving, so that was fun. Yeah. So yeah, gastroparesis can definitely be a bit of a monster. But if you start low and you stay on it, like you stay low, and I basically only went up in dosage when I was no longer feeling the full enough effect that I started wanting to eat at night and in the morning again. Because that's my big thing with losing weight, is I could be down to 500 calories a day, like starving. And my weight would be, I'd lose 10 pounds and that would be it. Because I have to eat in the morning. Otherwise I get sick and I get a headache. And then I would get snacky at night, so I would have like chips or like toast or something. And apparently my body, with all my like hormone issues and my stress hormones, it really responds well to intermittent fasting. But only when I'm on the Wegovy can I be not hungry enough to do the intermittent fasting. Like even now, like sitting here, I haven't had breakfast, but I got like super nauseous because I'm on a lower dose right now, trying to ramp up to my higher dose. So I don't know. I was doing really, let's see. Another reason I haven't got on it is because my husband is one of those guys who's very negative about medications, mental health people who are overweight, very critical, but not to you. Ah, I see. Well, that's a bummer. I would hope he would support you. Thing is, if your cortisol levels are high enough, losing weight is going to be very, very difficult. And all I needed was to be able to do that window for intermittent fasting. And I was losing really healthily because I'm not starving myself. I'm protein focused, veggies, and then, whatever after. But I only have a cup of coffee with just a little bit of milk in the morning, so it doesn't break my fast. And then I eat lunch, and then I eat a small dinner, and maybe I'll have a little bowl of ice cream or something, or half a candy bar. But I found that the Wegovy stops the binge and stops the hunger signals in the morning. And that's what I needed. And so I've lost 60 pounds in a year when all my other programs had stopped working. So, you know. But like for me, I couldn't do the intermittent fasting, and then the decreased calories weren't working. So I highly recommend the intermittent fasting coupled with whatever you need. I've been successful with the Wegovy. That's why I can recommend it. But I do recommend approaching it with caution. Don't let your doctors max you out, because this is also something that you're supposed to be able to take a long time, maybe even forever. Because a lot of our hunger signals are just out of control as Americans. So I go very slow. I take the dose for as long as I can until the effectiveness decreases. And then I move up the next dose. And that's how I did it. So I was probably only on the 2.4, 3 or 4 months by the time my prior auth expired. And I was still losing weight. It had just gone down to like a pound a week, because it was more in like we're getting towards maintenance versus, rapid loss. So, and my diet wasn't terrible. That's the other thing. My doctor was like, yeah, you're not losing weight super fast because your diet wasn't terrible. You had binges, which is bad. That's probably, but the Wegovy stops the binges, which also, it also seemed to stop the overspending and the impulsive buying, which I thought was interesting. It's like it somehow worked on that part of my brain. So they are hearing that from other people. So they're like trying to research like why that's happening. So, kind of cool. The only thing I don't like is when I go up a dose, I do get the migraines. Oof. All right. Enough of my personal journey. We have Monster Mash. We have Dr. Jekyll. Mr. Hyde. So Mr. Hyde, when it's cold, is a lovely olive. And then when it heats up, it's a much brighter olive. So I'm going to see if I can find my little Sharpie. We're going to put a little T on her. And then I can tell Bonnie. Then we have candy corn. What window of fasting do you use, Michelle? And then we have corn maze, which is a cold thermal. So when it's room temperature, it will be this nice medium butter yellow. And then when it is cold, it will be a deeper orange. So obviously, you've got some pairings that you can do in here. I probably wouldn't pair Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I'm not really an olive and purple girly. I mean, maybe it would look good on somebody. But these definitely go together. Those go together. And you could do Omen with this one, maybe. That's kind of cute. So, I like Omen by itself, though. It's that really smoky black gray with that like deeper orange glitter. I don't know. I like it. 2 to 3 p.m. Yeah. So if I'm doing really good on a day, Michelle, that's when I try to push it to. But generally I have to eat around my husband's schedule of when we can get food. So that often means like 1 o'clock, which is fine. I just have to make sure. When do you stop eating at night? Because unfortunately for my life, I've had to stop eating. We don't tend to have dinner until 8 o'clock. So like 9 p.m. is my cutoff, which is why I also need to push my intermittent fasting later in the day. All right. So I'm going to go grab... Uh-oh. My dog's been bad again. All right. So I'm going to go grab the nude, and then we're going to finish that mani. So I can say I accomplished something today. Nothing after 10? Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, I've been trying to focus on protein too, if I'm going to have like a munchy snack if I'm starving. Okay. Let me go grab my nude, because what I want to do is I want to chrome these and then do the art on top. So this is the base color. It's kind of a nice warm nude, and then it chromes. So I'm going to top coat this, and then we'll buff it, shape it, and then chrome it. So I just did gel method on this one. Well, I did dip base to lay down the powder, and then I did base coat on top versus clear capping it. I didn't want to mess with the extra clear powder. Okay. So I just get a nice juicy top coat, which should even out any of the unevenness. And then I will buff it, and we will chrome it. I'll go grab my dip. When I throw this into the light, I'll go grab my dip. I was wearing my little apron and everything. I should grab my apron too while I'm out there. Because yeah, Shiro's crazy.
Hey, Shiro, no. She's in trouble. Bad now.
I can't, Britt says, I can't fast at all if I go much past 9, 10 a.m. Shaky and ready to pass out. Yes, that was what I was experiencing. And that's what the Wegovy's helped me with. That drop in blood sugar. And it wasn't even like I was eating like sugary things, so I don't know why I was triggering that. I don't even really put sugar in my coffee. Like if I'm just drinking brewed coffee or Keurig coffee at home, no sugar. If I get it at Starbucks, I usually do like 1 pump of like sugar-free vanilla or something, and like a little mini swirl of caramel. But that's if I'm being indulgent. All right, we are in the lamp for 60 seconds, and I'm gonna go grab my dip. I'll be right back. All right. We got Free Spirit. That's awesome, Kirsten. Yeah, it's a good tip. I need to get more colors. I rarely file into my glitters though, but that's because I'm crazy and I do a lot of clear. All right. Here we are top coated. If I wasn't going to chrome, I might leave it at this, but I want it to be ultra, ultra smooth. So we're gonna file and buff and shape. And we're gonna start with our pinky because I got skinny pinkies. Oh no. Yeah, that happens. It happened with my head wig. I had like a little bit off, so I had to do the same thing. Whee! What base are you using to lay down your decals, Kirsten? Generally, I really don't have to do too much filing unless something went really crazy. Take down my sides. I will take down my cuticle area to give it that nice slope. So you don't just have like a bump at your cuticle. Makes it look a lot more natural. Because I have round cuticles, I also will round out the top of my nail. Only one that is a square is my thumb. Ah, gotcha, Kirsten. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yep. See if I can plug in my phone. Oh, no, the battery's pretty good on this new 16. The 16 Pro takes amazing outdoor pictures, and the battery life is really good so far. I'm still working on trying to figure out indoor. Man. That Autumn Gems collection from CNDD, guys, is stunning. I just posted the pictures in the group, and I'm like, oh, it is so pretty. I'm not even generally drawn to like bright blues like that, and I still really like it. Even generally drawn to like bright blues like that, and I still really like it. No one wants to listen to themselves. No one wants to listen to themselves. Wah! My iPad is heavy. It just knocked over my stand. And this is my thumb, which is the actual, the one finger that is square. The one finger that is square at the cuticle. Dip liquid top coat is definitely finicky. That's why I use gel. I just don't have the patience. Now I do like how hard dip top coat is, but I don't have the patience. You'd fight dip top coat if you could. I love that brand. Oh, anyway, so yeah, the mental health collab. I do have a chat going. So if anybody wants to join the chat, poke me on Instagram and I will add you to the chat. We got 2 new girlies in there. We've got Gracie and Ivory, who is a psychologist. I love the collabs where you can like meet new people too. You get new nail friends. I love new nail friends. Ah! Okay, Kirsten, Britt, I gotcha. I got y'all. Any more than that, message me. My memory will not track more than 2 names. Yeah. So I don't know if you heard me out there, but our 18-year-old dog is having incontinent issues, but it doesn't seem like... I think so? I don't remember her screen name. I just remember her name. Yeah, she seems like it. seems like it. And I know Gracie's really sweet, so. Gabber. Thanks, Britt. What is with people always wanting to see people's faces on lives? Just a bunch of creepy guys. You really are. You're like the club, the school class secretary. Luckily, I haven't had any issues with people being too weird when they come into my lives, so I haven't had to make any moderators, but should I ever get higher attended lives, some of y'all may need to help me out. Now we are going to top coat this. I've cleaned off the dust. I really like Daisy's top coat, but it was one of the ones that spilled and cured to my desk. There's just enough UV light, or because my filming lights are LED, they cure. After enough exposure, they will cure my gels. And any of the companies that have the clear necks, if I leave my gel even partially uncapped, it will start curing. Right, Britt? Exactly. Exactly. Like, until I can see your face, leave me alone. You don't have a right to my face. Though, a skincare company contacted me, so we'll see if I end up doing anything with them, and then if I do, y'all might actually get my face. Right, Britt? Exactly. There's no ASL here. None ya. I'm being very careful with the pinky because I don't want to add any of that width back. Okay. Let me get these into the lamp. So for anybody who's new to my lives, all of my 3D printed accessories are from Liquid Layers. And my code is BdazzldNails15 there. And they are also Daisy Dips. So they are the creators of the beautiful dips we're using today. Aw, whatever, Kristen. I don't want to be responsible for my own therapy, which is why nobody gets to see my face. I don't need to be bullied on the internet like I was bullied in school. Thanks. Let's just not add that. It's one of the reasons that I never got into being a quote-unquote gamer girl, even though I was gaming and worked in video games and played like multiplayer games and shooters. I was like, yeah, we're just not gonna do that. Even though you couldn't see my face when I was working for Midway, I was doing customer service and we'd get like phone hint lines and stuff. Like I actually ran like a 1-800-1900 hint line for Midway for years, back when that was a thing. And guys would be, I actually had a guy show up at the office asking for my my fake name, because I was always very cautious and I gave myself a fake name to do for customer service. So my emails came from that. When I answered phones, that's the name I would use. I would play, I played Counter-Strike, Doom, Heretic, Thexter, and those were like my like online games. Oh, and World of Warcraft, Star Wars Galaxies, and offline, like some of my first games were like Echo the Dolphin, Mortal Kombat, Super Mario, all the Super Marios. So that was like my early on gaming. And then going up, let's see, I mostly started playing like RPGs and fighting games. Yeah, I was always like an RPG fighter, besides the shooters. But I only like to play shooters on computers. I did not like to play them on console. I still don't. I still prefer a mouse keyboard, WASD approach versus a controller approach to shooters. And so it stopped me getting into the Xbox. Oh, hi, Kristen. Let's see. So early on, I started with like Mortal Kombat, Echo the Dolphin, Super Mario, and my dad worked for Sega, so I played a lot of Sega games, like the stupid blue hedgehog, whatever his name is, and then Spyro the Dragon for PlayStation, all the Final Fantasies. I'm really into the Final Fantasies. Yes, Sonic. Thanks, Britt. And I really liked Chrono Trigger. I was mostly, by my 20s, I was mostly RPGs and fighters like Mortal Kombat and Soul Calibur. Ugh, love Soul Calibur. Darkstalkers. That was really cool. Really fun fighting game. And then what else? And then like the shooters were like Doom and Counter-Strike. The fantasy version of Doom was Heretic. I played that a lot. And then Star Wars Galaxies and World of Warcraft. I used to run a raiding guild in my early 20s for World of Warcraft. We were top 10 Horde side on Kargath for a while. And then my ex-fiance and I broke up and I stopped playing WoW. I just let him have it. And I was like, okay, that can be your game. I'm leaving. And I didn't want to go like try to make new friends because I'm super shy. So I was like, I'm just gonna play single player content, and single player is not the same because while I'm shy at the beginning, once I'm social, I like the social aspect of multiplayer games. So now hubby and I watch him play a lot of our games so I can do my nails or take care of Kieran. So he'll play our RPGs for us. And then horror games, so like my husband made the Silent Hill games, and I played the Silent Hill games before I met my husband. He did like the last 2 or 3 Silent Hills. And I played the first couple before I worked for Konami. And I worked for Sony, and I worked for Sega. My dad worked for Sega. Your extent of gaming is The Sims. That was my sister's too, until she decided to be a gamer girl, as in GRRL, and started playing World of Warcraft. That's all I'm gonna say. I was always the, no, you can't have pictures of me, no, you can't see what I look like. Like, I mostly want you to forget the fact that I'm a girl playing a video game. I just want to be a person playing a video game. And since I didn't lean into the gamer girl, I think I missed some opportunities. I could have been a famous streamer. Oh well. Trying to do it my way. You only get my fingers and no feet. You get nails, no feet. Stay away from my feet. Okay. Now we're gonna go in and we're going to chrome this nude. Yeah, I never really got into Sims. I tried, and I got more fun out of just locking them in the bathroom and stuff and putting them in rooms. Let's see. This one's being more subtle than it was last night. Let's see if I can tap, 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 get some more out of it. He works for WayForward. They are a small development house that works with other companies. Yeah, it's not sticking today. Let me see if I can clean it with alcohol. They basically hire out to other companies to make games for them. Because a lot of the big companies decided that it's too expensive to keep development teams in-house. And so they just hire little companies to do it. So we met working at Konami. I was the head of tech support, which meant I played a lot of Metal Gear Online, and I ran the Metal Gear servers, and I was in charge of banning players and stuff. And my husband, the American Silent Hills have all been very controversial because gamers got strong opinions. They just got strong opinions. So I used to handle actual like threats for my husband through our customer service line. It was a lot. Became a lot. Oh, that's cool. That's fun, Kirsten. So you were like, that's really cool. See, you're in games. That's fun. So yeah, so if I dip it in like this, it's staying, but it's not really giving me chrome like it did yesterday. So let's see if I can encourage it. Well, that's better. So I did the alcohol trick, and it did keep at least a little more of the chrome effect. It was chromed so easily yesterday. It's not quite doing the same thing today. But I got a little bit of it. Yeah, I think, so I also moved to working at WayForward when my husband was there. He'd been there for like a year or two when I came because I couldn't commute anymore. I was still working at Konami, and I was commuting 2 hours each way, and it was too much. And we wanted to start having kids. And I knew with my hip issues and my health issues that doing that kind of a commute was not going to be possible while pregnant. So I took a very large pay cut and a reduction in responsibility, I thought, and then ended up running their marketing and their PR and their customer service. I was like, I took a pay cut and somehow ended up with more responsibility. Okay. But that's life. That's how these companies work, right? But before I was in customer service and tech support, I was actually a producer, an assistant producer at Midway. I worked on Mortal Kombat and an unreleased Disney game. And then I was a game designer for 3DO. At Sony and 3DO, I was QA. So I did game testing. That was one of the first jobs I ever wanted after like the original, like, I want to be a lawyer. And at one point I wanted to be like a 1980s advertising executive. I don't know why. I was like, I want to be an advertising executive. And I had no idea what that was, but. And then it was, I want to work on games. Because my dad worked for Sierra Online, and he would bring home games that I could play. Oh, I forgot about Sierra Online games. King's Quest, Hero's Quest, Colonel's Quest, Colonel's Bequest, something like that. And then Space Quest. The Many Deaths of Roger Wilco. So those games were super fun. I don't know. I think I have a very nostalgic taste in games. A lot of the game art and even animation art, I just don't love now. Heroes, yes. Heroes of Might and Magic or Heroes Quest? because I QA'd Heroes of Might and Magic at 3DO, and then I played Heroes Quest at Sierra when my dad was there. All right, let's see. Some of the chroming is a little more successful than others. The alcohol trick works. This is not a super chroming dip. Ah, Might and Magic, yeah, so that was 3DO. Yep, I worked for them. I QA'd a bunch of the PAL versions of Heroes in Might and Magic, so that was like anything released overseas. I did like the English, French, German, Italian, Spanish. And then I QA'd and I was the lead QA for Crusaders of Might and Magic, which was their foray into 3D PC gaming. It didn't do well. It did not do well. And I thought it was an okay game. Like, it wasn't bad, but definitely not what I think the gamers were looking for from that title. So, expectations. Gamers have expectations, and if the game that they're expecting doesn't match exactly, they tend to get really mad. And when I worked at Sony, I QA'd a bunch of games. I was in their format QA department, which all the third-party developers submitted games to. So that was fun. I got to play like Disney DDR and stuff like that. And a light gun game. The first time I ever had my shoulder and my neck freeze up was from a light gun game. Light gun games are on rails, right? So I was like a vampire hunter, like shooting vampires and stuff. And then pew-pewing vampires. And you had to hold the light gun. I wasn't allowed to play it with the controller because we had to test all the peripherals. And I literally, like my second day of QA, played 8 hours of a light gun game. I had a spasm in my neck that would not quit. I could not look left for like 3 days. So like my first week of work, I ended up having to take 3 days off and get on muscle relaxers and then come back to work. I was like, well, that doesn't make me look great. But I had a doctor's note and everything. And they're like, oh, okay, that's weird, but whatever. It's like, yeah, weird. Weird that making me play a game like that for 8 hours without proper breaks could hurt me. Strange. Yeah. Yeah. All right. I gotta get this top coated. Trying to figure out if I want to use my juicy top coat or if I want to use a thinner top coat. What do you guys think? Should I use juicy or thin? Where'd my juicy go? Where did my juicy top coat go? Where did my thin top coat go? The juicy is Color My World. Or no, that's the thin. The thin is Color My World. So I'm looking around for that one right now. Let's see. I will make this my chrome top coat. This is the Nail Boo No Wipe. Figured I would use that. Because it's a different enough looking bottle that I'll be able to be like, yeah, that's my chrome. Because chrome and shimmers can 100 million% contaminate your top coats. So, gently wipe off, dust off. Gently take your top coat down the nail so you don't scrape the chrome off. Hopefully you don't contaminate your top coat too much. Now this just keeps like the faintest hint of pearl. Which is pretty. I'm going for a boho spooky set with this. Because that's where my brain's at. But yeah, I think I worked in games for almost 18 years by the time I left. I literally turned 18 and started working. Earth. All right, into the lamp we go. Get my ghosties out. My husband and I were chatting, and I'm not sure I'd work back in games again. I think the whole video game industry has changed a lot. And while some of it's for the better, some of it is also like too corporate to be what I enjoyed back in the day. So I will let my husband continue. He's a game director, so he's like the top person on the team for making the games. And he creates the game design documents and works with the producers and the programmers and all of them to direct the game and come up with the different combat systems and stuff. So he loves that. He does writing too for games and stuff. So I take care of our son. He takes care of our son too. And do nail things. But I am fortunate enough that we were able to get IHSS for Kieran, so I can do all of the stuff. Bye, Britt. Drive carefully. Oh, hi, Alana. That's awesome. Graphics are cool. Yes. I have a lot of friends who are artists in games. They're all very cool people. All right. I like the peace sign one, and I like the spooky babe and let's go ghouls. If I want to make this our my Together We Manny. Bye, Laura. If I want to make this our Together Our Manny, I think I need to do this one. But I think Spooky Babe is cute too and could work. Maybe this little flower ghosty. And then Spooky Babe. Very cool, Alana. Very cool. What state is she in? So we're going to do Spooky Babe on our thumb because it's cute and it's boho, and this is from the Boho Chic collection. So it all just kind of works together and I love it. Michigan, okay. Are there any game companies or anything in Michigan? It used to be they were all in like Northern California, but now they've kind of spread out because different states were offering like incentives for companies to go there. So like Texas, North Carolina, Washington, Seattle, stuff like that. Some, well, I think NorCal became mostly internet. We have a couple companies still open down here in LA. Not too many though. Not too many. And everybody's opening offices in other states. I wish our company would open offices in another state. Well, that's cool, Alana. Hi, Aaliyah. How are you? How is your grandma? We are doing my Together We Manny. The theme is mean ghouls and kind of pinky. So I thought this gorgeous neutral from Daisy would work. And then we've got this cute little sticker. Yeah, that's the problem. So she probably needs to start looking onto colleges, like local colleges that offer online courses, and see if she can get into any of those. I mean, of course, there's always YouTube and master classes and stuff, but doing the local college route might be best. You doing your nails too? What are you doing? What you got going on? This is so cute. I like the little flowers. I might put a little skull flower or something. Ooh, oh, I had an idea. Okay. We'll see. Shoot, why didn't I think of this earlier? Why didn't I think of this earlier? Welcome to my brain. This is how it works. This is how I get into trouble. I think of nail things while I'm doing nail things, and then I get complicated nail things. All right. Ah! No, I just got white gel all over my hand. Ah! I'm out of paper towels back here. Okay, I'm gonna stick my hand in the lamp to cure the gel to my glove. So I don't get it anywhere. I had a thought. So I really like these stickers. They're super cute, and I like the flowers, and I like the bat, and I like the little skull flowers. So I think I'm actually going to do just a cute little like abstract French, and then add in the art on top of that. So for the thumb, I'm gonna have to try to make it work sort of around the sticker that I already applied. But thought that would be cute. Yep, I get it. I get it, Aaliyah. If you just want to hit the like button, I would super appreciate it. Anybody else who's here, hit the like. If you're new, please subscribe. We do chaotic nail things here. That's the other thing. It's hard to do on my night sets, like do all the crazy art, because all my art supplies are back here in my back room. And then if I move them to the front room, I forget. And I'm not crazy enough to actually buy doubles and supplies. I've thought of it, but I'm not crazy enough to buy it. And my paint palette's up front too. Oh well. So these are HEMA-free gel liners by CN Designer Dips. They're very opaque, so you have to make sure you give them the proper curing time. Don't want that point there. Do I have any of my cleanup brushes? I do. Okay. So I bought a bunch of this style of brush on Temu to use for cleanup, so that when I want a certain style of design, I can use this brush to help me achieve it. It's got a metal body, so I can use acetone if and when I need to. I'm just coating the tip, smoothing out that line. I am not the best nail artist, but I was was one of my goals for the year, is to keep practicing, and I've been kind of failing at the practice part. All right. So I'm just making sure I'm wrapping the tip of my French. Which goes into the lamp for however long. At least 60 seconds. I more recommend 120. Just because of the opacity. Can make whites and blacks and other pastels like not cure great. Kind of going for that more boho, ghosty, French looking design. I'm not going to paint actual ghosties because I have ghost stickers I'm using. Should have grabbed my perfect white when I was up front, but I didn't know I was going to do actual painted nail art. My brain just decided. Because that's what it does. All aboard the chaos train. So how are you today, Michelle? What are you working on? Do you have puppy? Doggy? Are you at the gym? Where are we at in your day? I have to go get injections later on today. And I gotta go shoulder injections, so that'll be fun. And then I have to finish Kieran's haircut. Gotta finish his haircut. Got the top half all clipped and done, and it looks, gosh, it made him like age. When he's got the like flat down hairstyle, he looks younger, and then when he's got sort of the spiky up, he ages like 3 years. He looks like a teenager. I'm like, no, no, no. No one asked for that. Thank you so much. I am 7,000 some odd hundred away from having enough watch hours to become a like advertised paid YouTube channel. And I am 400 and something or 300 and something short of members, of subscribers. So, think we can do that this year? Can we do it by next year? Like the end of next year? What do you guys think? All right. Put these back on to finish curing. Yeah, there's a little bit of wrinkling. If I can't get that to cure all the way, I might have to buff it, poof it. Here's where we're kind of at right now. That back into the lamp. Go for 60 seconds. Drink some of my coffee. Straighten up my desk cover. Close up our white for now. May need it again, depending on star placement. And there's these cute tiny tiny black stars, little pinky stars. So I pulled out pink and lavender. Ah, crazy doodle. Oh yeah. I sure do love Shiro, but he's definitely got the crazy. It's very loving though. It's a very loving crazy. Yeah, this will fit the Mean Ghouls if I use Let's Go. Yeah, I like that. I like this guy. It's bigger. He's cute. Oof. Let's see. So this is the one that wrinkled. Okay. Looks like it's settled down. So hopefully a juicy top coat will fix that. Okay. Now we're going to pull off that cute little ghosty poo. Put him or her, them, ouch, on our, is that our ring? Nope, that's our index. So we'll put him on our ring finger. Wait, let me double check. My fingers are, nope, that's middle. My fingers are so close in size. Sometimes it's hard to tell. Okay. So put that one on our ring finger. And I'm gonna put a little black star. Balance that out a little bit. Let's see. I like the little baddie. So adorable. Okay, I'm trying to drop the sticker where I want it, and it's like trying to travel with me. I need a third hand. Which thankfully, these stands kind of let you do that. They're so sturdy and they give you so much purchase. There. exactly where I was going, but good enough. And then we'll add in a little, do we want a little white star? There's only one white star. So I think I'll go with the little black star. And we'll use the white star somewhere else, maybe with the flowers. Boop. Get back over there. Oh, that little tiny bat is so cute. I got these stickers on Temu. Sure everybody's seen them. I like that little ghost. Unsure on the placement for this ghost. And kind of wanted to add a little flower somewhere. Let's see if I can get this shifted over just a smidge. There we go. There we go. That kind of looks like sunshine. All right, let's look at this whole design as a whole and see what else I need to add. I think we could use a star or a bat over here. Maybe a bat down there. I went with one of the bigger spats to offset the largeness of this design. Yeah. Okay. I like that smaller one. Don't recognize that number. Hopefully they leave a voicemail. Wheelchair replacement company. That would be nice. All right. Uh-oh. My live went down. Okay, is that better? Am I back? Somehow the mute button got pressed when I was trying to fix whatever was happening. Am I back? Saying, just gonna top coat these, and then if I want to add any other details, I can do that later. But I do have to get some lunch in before I need to skedoodle. Okay, and I'm going to cure these one by one because even that like bat is trying to lift. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Like I didn't have anything interrupt. I just turned on my mobile again and then it let me come back. So I don't know. I don't know what happened. It's like my Wi-Fi had a hiccup and then it couldn't recover. So then it needed my mobile. It's annoying. That shouldn't be how that works. I am supposed to have very, very strong, high-speed internet now. Not sure I'm believing that. We'll see. I mean, have you guys seen any differences in my lives and the video quality during them? You know, these stickers are trying to float away. All right. We got them all into the light. Hopefully they didn't lift too much. Tried to push them down, but sometimes they can be a little finicky. Good girl. I'm gonna close all my gels. And I'll decide probably later if I need to add any other accoutrement. I might do some pastel stars to kind of bring in the purple and the pink, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It'll be later and offline because I got stuff I gotta do. Kieran has a dentist appointment while I'm getting my shoulder injections, so it's never a slow day in this household. Again, I'm so obsessed with this set. I haven't gotten pictures yet. I need to get like literally the best pictures in the world because it is such a cool set. Like, I'm obsessed. I want to make a matching. So I got to figure out which tips I used. Because these are definitely a bad bee going out set. Probably add a little bit of art later tonight, and then I will do a top coat on top of that, probably a double top coat, just to smooth things out. This is the current set as is before I add any other art. I'm just thinking maybe some pastel purple and pink stars, little tiny stars. It's kind of cute. I think it came out pretty good. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Scent-free cuticle oil. Yay! I may be joining Delamar's team for November, so we'll see. We'll see. Lou and I are chit-chatting. All right. Thanks, guys. I hope everybody has a fabulous rest of your day, and I will be online. I'm just gonna be running around with my phone, getting ready to go out for my injections and getting lunch and stuff. So have a fabulous day, and I will talk to you all later. All right. Bye, guys.